Abusiano pay and stick it together na yendi enkomo. Of course, I Storm TV Ghana na pay and someone ekokosu ebi na mede ebrowi. Na post ya eba ebi ba na ebi kode bia foforo ba na October wey post ya aba betodwa ya omanfo ede tretre madwen ene se Dr. Bawumia ne camp eho ewo so gidigidi a ni na no ene se Kennedy akompre ko Agyapong amma one ne nkrofo ina showdown wa ene we huri akodi kan se de ballot no so no wada number 1 no na no pay ensemo a ebubo ba no mo tire se margin na ababedem no eso papa ba na me no I don't do it this margin no margin na post ni ade because 2023 ya wa ha ebisiye oh Kennedy call obedin kunim ni ade but at the end of the day no na showdown abba. I don't want it to be like showdown number 2 ebeba entino ya na pose no mesere politicians no say pose ni ama mumfa yedwuma go to the grounds go and work munkwa yedwuma e wa grounds no say pose no de masa eba na odo ni kwoto so a ebeba no be showdown number 2 ebetimi aba well omo de aba abonten tire say Kennedy akompre ko Agyapong grassroots yes ono wo form ho wane ase ofo no di nkomo wo ben ase ofo na ankasa ntino wo mo ehunu say abato omo kwakoto no January 31st no Kennedy akompre ko Agyapong enna yebesi ne sahene ma na tu franka de ama NPP ama yokoro busua yanje bra na yentie enkyeremu yi kakra emra
research so basically this research you kind of to which my next slide so
okay they'll push the next slide for us
you kind offer let's go to the next one
okay the next one the next slide okay all right
good in stay was
okay
into currently offer 2023 or mom patron ko toaba no 204,893 and a amendment to MPP amendment committee for former appointees MCs DCs executive
increase the number
but that amendment is now going through verification into as such September no na omumbe ka ho into we omomo to about 2023 na no
okay
sa album no and the ESR research
okay they were almost about 204,893
and this is all constituencies the whole across the whole country so all 16 regions all constituencies out of it and in August year 20,000 and in September year 26,150 so August year 10% and September so this is from 22nd September to 5th of October and year about 12.7%. Now to put it in perspective polls about Bonten majority of them the B sample size is 2,600 2,200 3,000 most of them ain't more than 1 point something percent in fact we do 2% in poll but polls now is a minimum so far the above the first one was 10% and this one is 12.7% and in terms of sample size and significance polls are more significant and closer to the reality. It is also representative because the say a quota sampling technicalities but simple before the proportional and now say proportional very easy for people to understand. The chances say ABR constituency we 1,400 the constituency from 400 now you be a coefficient of 10% na year and the constituency we for 140 a sample the constituency where 400 for 40 the reason we are doing that na say for BB population density constituencies na nyepe regions na so enyepe nti okofa the 1,400 or 400 na the 400 or 400 enye very representative nti making sure say sample size na ye picking represent exactly the nature of the population density na one minimum no kwaya bako ye friend you obi an nya no nti ye nipa 6,282 a ye obi on my ye friend bako unreachable na omo maka unavailable unreachable na ebia net phone number ne kwa wo album nim no woni su phone ni bi obi on months of the share match wasesa ne phone na ya obi on se kwa so mistake omo input no me mistake and they were unavailable nipa no wafre no sebios me wa sorry me wadwuma me ntumi ne onkasa sankofo no ebi obe try back me no wantumi ne nakasa omu na ye factor omo and they accounted for which is 6,200 ye ma nipa 120 ana ne omo ye surgery enti for now no oba delegate na enti say Ghana for which one kasa we fie ni delegate abon in my address enti phone numbers enti calls and ye calls no me laptop ha as many audios you want to listen to no you refer be quality assurance adwuma no mo ye ni supervisors ye lecturers no ye be no we about 6 ebi kwa nye MPP for ebi nye partisan whatever until we all supervise it but sometimes you know o pese o ye quality assurance until nipa no eye call na ye mane record bi but it's not ethical say the betudwa
sure
until you keep no for quality assurance and have so many over 1,200 until and only pick a certain number until every day be no sample of maybe a mama sample of 100 every day you have to send a minimum of 20 audio recordings and all of these ones are them we go through how a year no your team A, team B and team C our research team so and how our year me to work with but you to me no public but sure. For journalists I'm a so make sure say you're credible and pass a year no I walked you through all
okay.
of that
that's fine okay so what it means is that people 120 and we're on the field to do the job
and you don't exceed 5 minutes
okay
I will say we'll make sure so within 5 minutes for you but on the average near about 3 minutes per person or to me should be very passionate no person kasa me person me too way because of this na hands nipa no it should be information on them and important so we allow the person
yeah, because I was going to ask you say less than 5 minutes would it be enough for somebody to take a decision just 3 minutes
so we are not convincing anybody it's not supposed to be
just straight questions
it's 3 questions the first question is Pacho so we introduce ourselves Pacho research MPP4 so first we identify that we MPP people and supporting camp A and camp B and camp C researcher research be about baby so be amfro me research even me wo screenshot one constituency omukucha me call no a phone number edit to say obi fremo nti mamo respond
wow
for a whole constituency back in Ashanti region back in Greater come the Tomo constituency platform so
okay
nti me say my second person na kofre and a third person na me ankasa me say free before we could get the data because no money omudun say bi obi na check say umbeto amana na say so later omu say they started to speak to us
okay all right
okay then worst case scenario best into the young community in my church
okay
bahana ye brofu bebre
yeah
higher limitations okay. I have to acknowledge bias be a won't be and also handy and patron bet me next
all right
and research methodology and ethics
okay
handy we can stay here for now handy first and foremost nipa na ye free from no in the worst case scenario no nipa na say metro amenti so nsimfo amiensa first on patro 2023 one out to wabamano patro yen hwese Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, Dr. Bawumia, and engineer Kwabena Agyapong. Sani Pamien Sami na 2023 omu yi omani so omu pese omu lead MPP no. E buy na beka mi but at the end of the day in 2023 we are not supposed to get an answer for the two because no one can
sure.
In 2023 the hano omu kan ho.
Agree.
Na ya ba 2026. 2026 me patro sani panumi why na obeto abama no. Was metro ma A and B and C. The third question says, so candidate our person to man no, so candidate no why drink sisa e wo no ho a candidates 9 aka no emu kwan na wo hwa wo obeto aba e de ama no enti no the next best alternative me patch na MPP for this a family match we intend na yi obia sebi Honorable Kennedy Agyapong from 90s Dr. Bawumia running mate vice president Dr. Agyapong obeye national security or minister ya na bomo board engineer Dr. enti na yi bibi enti say so untuma why na beto abama but this is where confusion no once nipa bebre mo frame me chichim say and it's good say me chichim and I like that in Timpacho Osha as the worst case scenario no and no pepe And 2% me, I always tell people, say, best case scenario, no, interpretation. Worst case scenario, it is the raw data as it is. And it's our situation where, as of September, say na nkofukua ye from mono, esi umbetu umaba ako. Now, ufa sa worst case scenario na higher 94%.
Yeah, 94%.
Inti nipa people say it doesn't tally, but also I can kind of kakra note to ho. I trust undecided ni undisclosed near 6%. Inti be can 94 no one. Then I 100%. But 94 plus 6.
Okay.
Now 100%. The reason I'm for undecided ni undisclosed, I'm when say in the best case scenario no, me baby church I know be can. Inti in that case no anyhow. Inti ufa the worst case scenario according to the delegates and so mbeto mabako. Honorable Kennedy in Agyapong, that was 44.11%.
Yeah.
Now your August polls now no 41.
Okay.
And we're starting at all. Especially your bar string regions no Bono Ahafo and Bono East.
Okay.
Uti any Savannah, Sapphire way swing.
Okay.
Honey very tight, BBA to miss you.
Okay.
Into Ufa Augusta, not August, not Dr. Bawumia, string regions no ADD.
Okay.
Anna Honorable Kennedy in Agyapong Koye and a tall elbow or Koye and 3 out of the Bono East Bono and Ahafo. Me and Mrs. Honorable Kennedy Agyapong abitiki lead no. But Dr. Bawumia, so also I free was a CA.
Yes.
Into now no.
So the tendencies that
and
something can
change no is there.
Okay.
Into this is as at September. Into maybe I can say a snapshot.
Okay.
And yet predictive. We is September some pick information, never make a decision. Idea them into 90,000 or 44 into we increasing. Dr. Bawumia in
August.
In August, no 39.09.
Okay.
In fact, no 78. Now, also abandoning. Into ocean year 39.09, no, about 39.55. To also what calling him kakra, but on say a less than 0.4%, but high more than almost 3%.
Yes.
And in fact, there has been a significant increase here and a marginal increase. What it means is that if he wants to, he has to do more. If he wants to get 50 plus 1, so also needs to push him more.
Okay.
In research, what is happening is momentum is more on this side.
Okay.
There is an increase by a gradual.
Okay.
Then you come to Agyapong. Surprisingly for me, in September, no drop a year.
Okay.
Because in August he was at 8%. What drop it about 6?
Because there were the new entrants na ebe mono.
May I sure said. I mean, you could see said there was Dr. Bawumia Eastern, Anna MP, the MPs for so be declared in this. There's a question of loyalty, organic support, and other stuff. It affected him especially. And the votes majority now were Eastern.
Okay.
Into say Eastern and that's what accounted for this. Dr. Yao said a increase, not on 4, not on 2, you see when I'm 3. It means that we're banning him. And also the message is resonating with some people. Engineer Agyapong then vote for 0.3, but Uchum said about an enema on also orchestra. Now in the best case scenario what is happening in the best case scenario is a mepacho, and it's a disclaimer. Me, I'm a researcher, I'm a strategist, so you have to let people know the biases, the disclaimers that has to be. What is actually happening is a way interpretation of 3 variables. The next best alternative, which is a third one, and here the next best alternative. The undecided, the undisclosed.
Okay.
How did we do this? Okay, the next best alternative. Oto waba ema hwan ana se onipa na opese oto waba mano no se wadwen se san won ho hwan na obeto waba no aman eno the next best alternative patricia do se me se metro ma A, but madwen se metro ma B, it means that A lose me and a B enyame. Now Patrick Baba can say maybe in just a second.
Okay, back to
just 10 seconds.
Okay. All right. we just have to go back to
just some few seconds near
the best case. Okay, so what it means is that, I mean, so obi kase west scenario me twama we are obviously the one leading losers.
No, exactly. Into the one into question among folks say Dr. Bawumia, actually that's question on Musa. Osha is a negative.
Yes, negative. Yeah.
And then but the thing is this, and yet individual best case scenario. The individual best case scenario there and then do 100%. It means that Ubia be increasing.
Okay.
And a contest, we are looking at the contest where people increase from the September the say A be increase here, B be increase here, C be increase here. How would you go? And how do we account for that? Delegates and says, "Oh, two more candidate here. Why now, bedding? And in doing that, majority of them, you could see, say, almost switch from Dr. Bawumia the most, because remember, 61%.
Yes,
he was a flag bearer. No, even the 2020, okay, 61, and Honorable Kennedy Agyapong 36.
Yes,
2023.
Yes,
and he became the flag bearer.
Sure.
And he is the main contender.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, you use simple analogy. I know what training mama per se simple. Nukuta body mienu, nipa miensa. Ana obi ekuta mienu. Body ne kuta ina yensia. Sensia ne kuta ye no. Sesi ye hwese me ambitious or say me come ni miensa anana. Say me come ni miensa obi mienu ne beba be come me de no. Until once someone is gaining, someone has to pay, someone has to lose, because 100% a cake and a yeche. And it's a naming more you'll be dear and never come home. And in the best case scenario for the contest now, was everybody is gaining more train free baby, the majority need train and it is normal because Dr. Yao said Duchuma. Ashanti region, for example, on an spearheaded BBR, most of the things, Emma Dr. Bawumia during the previous election, Dr. Bawumia champions similar thing. And it's a more train, why more? Say in case they are growing, engineer Agyapong, why on more? Now there is something that we discovered with Honorable Kennedy Agyapong in the base now. Because of the recent Shatter Fest, and maybe I'll use that one. Or might say Shatter movement.
Okay.
They don't flinch, they don't switch, they don't change.
They are constant.
They are constant, most of them. And to me, for Eastern say, often nipa 20 you must switch it from Omaba Brian wa. Emu 18 if Dr. Bawumia. Maybe a 1 and a 2 pair and a free her. What it means is that the rate of switch from him no less, but the rate of switch no more. And what
Dr. Bawumia
because he was the flag bearer, he was the main candidate. A year in Nanka, Sebi confidence level that's what higher. It is saying who Kufado against Alan in 2020, after 2008, 2012 now. Nanka was say emphatic, but you could see that this contest is keenly contested because confidence level no any the same beam.
Okay,
and normally is attributed to the 1.7 million other matters that comes.
Okay, all right. Yanko the next one and I check. Okay, so this is the national results.
This one no compare say as at September.
Okay.
Honorable Kennedy Agyapong between 44 is the reality.
Okay.
But our potential so to me could do 53. That was the reason why during the press release I stated say for the September, and I'm saying this for September polls no, if there is anyone who between across 50 plus 1 according to the extrapolation and research it is Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, because none of them is crossing. But over blue now you can see say as of September obi andrew 50 plus 1. And what it means is that there could be a probable runoff.
Okay.
And it's a runoff Burma next nipa miensa we
did the determinant for
nipa mienu. However, this person as of September, Honorable Kennedy Agyapong as of September no, is having that potential to get 50 plus 1. And in that case no, all he has to do is to look at DNA what's a year me free her already why 41 August and wako 44.
Okay.
So maybe the message is going well, maybe, and he's now touring in between. But on no tour, Dr. Bawumia so tall.
So maybe in the potential.
Exactly. So in the answer for saying said this research, there shouldn't be any sentiments attached to it. It's just as at a period. It can switch negatively or positively, but for me, say research way, you're picking a session, next I switch it free here, and say 44 for August, now you're about December, I switch it about 34. I'll report the 34 as it is. I could see I reported, but has a kosra, me in Kase. August ne leadi, September no leadi, until December no leadi. No. Data is data. Until the worst case now me send it na that is what I will.
I was answer you. Na anope me camera guy hram sa me nim de ekoso but ani nemu ne yankop want to say bosom ne tia say na ho bosom ne book say na me so obi a steady na when in someone ekoso abefo ntentan fi de kese no so ye kunu tire bia ye de abro. Let's wait until that very day 31st of January no edura enna ye behunu de wo ye wo hene ye betimi esi no wo hene nebusua wo ba so na nso wa kire wa de subscribe to your YouTube channel like na fa share ma for wo mo ewo etritri ene benche ye meeting e de oduma nkomo ba na Kofi from your Santi Gudi makro.